One time. One time. One time, two. Super laka. Super laka. I get a radio feeling from the love of lump sum. Walk on tracking with the coochie bum. Take a far from vista and the wine in your eyes. Till you fall in the ponytails, gaze at the sky. Super like a summer, don't you think so? Super like a summer from the get-go. Don't forget about the resto. Jump, jump, jump until you let go. One time, two, take your body blue. One time, two, feel offshore. One time, two, take your body blue. One time, two, touch me at the encore. Stand in your tippy toes, running to the waterline. It's just the heat on your tummy and the oil for the shine. Super like a summer, don't you think so? Super like a summer from the get-go. Don't forget about the pesto. Jump, jump, jump until you let go. One time, two, take your body back. One time, two, sail offshore. One time, two, take your body back. One time, meet you at the encore. Take your body back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Center Stage.
Catch me at the encore.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Center Stage, indeed, to Gino's spot every Tuesday, every single Tuesday at 6:30. That is what we do, and it's become a thing. It's become a thing. Yes, and thank you to our sponsors as well. Obviously, Gino's spot sponsors, Fitch and Leeds at the back here, Spa, who have supported us fantastically over the last year, our headline sponsor, and just of late for our public shows, we've had another sponsor come on with Hunters Dry, Hunters Gold. And they've been marvelous, as well as Sovereign Chicken, also supporting local artists. That's what they're doing. They're supporting us because hell's bells, it's been tough this last little while. Although we're back in the swing of things. Obviously people are waking up now after COVID and getting everybody in, making sure that they're getting their year-end functions that they've missed out for the last 2 years or even 3 years. They've missed out, and they need to get going again. So we've been pretty busy over the last little while, which has been fantastic fun. We have had our Super Laka Summer Tour of the songs that rocked our world. And that is our show, which is coming up on the 16th and 17th of this month at Old Grey. So if you haven't seen it, here's the picture. There we go. The picture, the songs that rocked our world, sponsored by Sovereign, Fitch and Leeds, and Hunters as well now. So that'll be on the 16th and 17th. If you haven't got your tickets, get them soon, because the tickets are selling out. They are. I think we're nearly full on the Friday night, but get your tickets early so that you don't come and moan at me afterwards and then and say I can't get any more tickets. And we are also doing tours down the coast as well with just the four of us. That'll be a fantastic. It's a fun show. That'll be the offshoot of the songs that rocked our world, which is Wayne Callis, myself, Tuba Myeki, and Tara Jane Stern. We're going to be doing a party show. It's a great show. Lots of sing-along stuff, a bit of dancing, a bit of drums, a bit of whatever goes down. We're going to have a party along the coast, and that'll be at the Red Apple, I think it's called, the Red Apple in Bushman's River. That's in towards the end of December, and so just look out for it. We'll be also in Jeffreys Bay at the it's the Old Inn Food. It is called Unwind. It's called Unwind now. So you can go to Jeffreys Bay, gaan Jeffreys Bay toe, bietjie unwind, hoorie. Jy het 'n helse tyd gehad for the past couple of years, so you can unwind a little bit. Make sure that you unwind and that is on the 21st of December at Unwind as well. Also kindly sponsored by Fitch and Leeds and Sovereign and Hunters indeed. All right. And also another event that happened this last weekend was the launch of the I think it's the Nyosi. There it is, Nyosi, another game extravaganza wildlife reserve that's bringing you even closer to nature. It says there, and Dean Allen has been involved in that, because I think this is a Mantis Group project as well, I do believe. And they had the launch last weekend. I believe it was fantastic fun, and it looks like something else to bring more people to the Eastern Cape, and that's what we need, people. We need to get more tourists. Look at that lovely lady looking over the view of all the animals. we need more things like this to bring people in, so that we can show others our beautiful Eastern Cape, because that's what the show is all about. Camilla Ellis, hello Camilla, lovely to see you. Cooling down after a hot day. Hell, it's been hot today with the Fitch and Leeds. Good. See you again on the 17th. It was so good coming for a second time. I know that was a great show. Two drum kits on stage. I just absolutely love it. All right, so let me sing you into this tonight. We're going to do a little song tonight, and sing your comments. If you tell us where you are, what you're doing, what you're drinking, tell me what you got. I got a little bit of Fitch and Leeds here myself, and tell me where you are and what you're doing, and I'll sing it for you. It'll be good fun. I think we're ready to go. Oh, by your side, and I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong, and I grew strong. Just send your comments along, and now you're back from outer space. I just walked in to find you there with that sad look upon your face. I should have changed my stupid locks. I should have made you leave a key. If I'd known for just 1 second you'd be back to bother me. Oh, now go, Lisa the Rook. I see you there, you saying hello, Gino and me. I'm at home building a puzzle. Yes, Camilla will like that, 'cause Camilla works in the library, and they like that stuff where you build puzzles and you play Scrabble all the time, 'cause that makes your brain work. Makes your brain work better than TV games. That will survive. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gino's Spot. And tonight we have Alta van der Merwe on the show tonight. And we're going to be talking to her. She's got a long history of fundraising, squeezing every last drop out of people. And I'm sure she's got some advice for us as well. We'll check out, because there's lots of people with lots of causes. I mean, I know as a musician, people are asking me all the time to do stuff for charities, and if you had to do all the charities all at once, you'd just be doing charity all your life. So you've got to always just choose and see what you can fit in, what you can do, and it's so it's amazing. I think Alta will probably be able to tell us what the secret is to getting that charity going and getting people to come and support. I know there's animal welfare, and there's all sorts of the stuff that I've dealt with, the hospice stuff as well. And these people that are the people that are driving those charities, they are a special kind of person, and so we hopefully will find out tonight what kind of person that special kind of person is. So let us welcome onto the chairs here tonight. We've got lower chairs today, because we're getting old in our old age. So let's welcome onto the stage Alta van Merwe.
Welcome to the show. Now it's your time to shine. We're gonna have a chat tonight. Another good time.
All right, I'm just pulling the mics up closer here, Alta, so we can hear, so people can hear us.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
look, I know that you're not the soft-voiced kind of person.
No, I'm not.
You can
No, I'm
you can
not.
talk if you need to.
Yes, I can.
You can shout at people if you need to.
Yeah, I mean, you just ask the people in the Defence Force that I shouted at. They'll tell you.
The
I mean,
Defence Force.
I shouted at the general in the Defence Force. That's a very funny story.
Really?
Yeah,
Tell
well-
us, Alta was in the Defence Force. Just give us a little bit of background before
Yeah,
we dive in here, big time. Let's go for
Yeah,
it.
I was in the Defence Force for 13 years. We were actually the seven, our whole family in the Defence Force.
Yeah.
My husband, myself, my mother, all of us in all of the but I was one of the first of 20 ladies who were actually did basics in the
Basic
Defence
training.
Force, basic training in the Air Force. I'm very proud of that. We worked very hard.
Well, it's a physical thing.
It's
isn't
it's a terrible physical thing.
Was it 6 months or 6 weeks or something?
No, we actually did 3 months.
Oh, 3
And
months.
it was shooting and running and
Yeah.
learning how to take a 6mm, learning how to take a gun apart,
Yeah.
all of those kind of things, marching in the mornings on the parade ground, running the 2,4. It was really hard. I mean, and I wasn't very young, I was well into my nearly 30 then.
Okay.
And we were doing obstacle courses, physical things, and shooting from out the hip with a home car, and so
What's a home car? Is that a gun?
it's a very dangerous gun. I mean, it's like it's a machine gun,
Oh, jeez, like.
and I mean you just touch, the slightest touch,
Really?
all these bullets out. Then the lady that used to stand next to me, she used to when we were on the shooting range. Lady standing next to me, she would always go, "Alta, check net daar," and that thing was pointing right at my stomach.
Yes.
Or she would try and see, on the bull.
Yeah.
They would bring the bull closer so that you could see what to have. And she would take the 9mm and she would go like this, put it right here under her, and to see how much. To see, I mean, very diverse. But it was, there was the story about me and the general.
The general, yes, what tell us.
Yeah, we were
General.
commissioned. Yeah, we were commissioned to do what they called a citation, urkonda, huge thing that we had to do because there was a general that was retiring from the Defence Force.
Okay.
I was in the art department and I was in charge of those kind of things.
Yeah.
So the artists and us brainstormed and we did this beautiful thing, and we decided, okay, we'll put all the badges of all the army places. And my idea was then we go to the different units and we get every general or every commanding officer
to
to
sign.
sign, but
Yeah.
signed by his specific unit badge.
Okay.
So off we went to the first general, and I had a special pen that I wanted them to sign with. And of course, we worked so hard on this thing, we didn't want them to dirty it or to damage the artwork because it was gold leaf. And
To bugger it up. Yeah.
So I very nicely explained to the general, I said, "General, please, I'm at that stage a tuba flute."
Yeah, okay.
So I'm now putting this beautiful thing down, and I said to him, "This is a special pen, General, that you have to sign with, and please, if possible, can you rest your hand on the piece of paper so that you don't damage our very hard work underneath?" And he gave me this look, and he threw the piece of paper one side, and he took the pen, and before I could stop myself, I went, "No! I told you to put that piece of paper under your hand," and I said to myself, "Walter, what have you just done? You, a tuba flute, have now just slapped a general. Court-martial for you." So we left. We left, and we're now going to the next one. And when we got there, the little PA lady came out. She said to me, "Are you Alta van Merwe? Are you Lieutenant Alta van?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Well, we have just now got a call from where you were private, and they warned us." The general was laughing so he could hardly talk. The general said that you had better listen to Lieutenant Alta van der Merwe, because if you do not put your hand on that piece of paper, she's going to slap you. So that was a very funny story. In the defense
Jy
force.
van daai auntie is kwaai, hoorie.
Quiet, daai tannie, pas op haar.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
no, we
lekker.
had wonderful things happening in the Defence Force, but what I really learned in the Defence Force is that you cannot do anything by yourself.
Ja.
And that you need a support system,
Yeah.
and that you know, in the Defence Force you had all the resources. There were like all the professions you could think of.
Yeah.
And it was our job in the recruiting department, you know, making those "we need you" posters.
All right, yes.
And it was out to tell everybody about all the different careers.
Yeah.
But what was so stunning about it was they actually adapted your courses that you attended from. If you had to now go from lieutenant to the next rank, which was captain,
Ja.
you had to do courses.
Ja.
And you had to get a 79% aggregate. You
Wow.
write exams and you had to do a 79%
Like an A,
aggregate.
basically
Like
an A.
basically an A. And so it was good. It was difficult, right?
Ja.
But we managed and we got through. But what was really so nice was the fact that they actually adapted it to your specific profession.
Okay.
So if you were like we were, it was copywriting and it was marketing, and you went on Afrikaans and English courses,
Yeah.
and so on. So everything was adapted to your specific profession.
Yes.
It wasn't just lukraak,
Okay.
you know what I mean?
I mean, were you brought up Afrikaans or English?
I was brought up Afrikaans.
Were you? Because
Yeah.
I mean, because you speak English so well, I was thinking that it must be.
Yeah, well, you must
be
hear
a
my granddaughter. My granddaughter speaks English like she was born English, but she was
Yeah.
also born
Ja,
Afrikaans.
dis van 'n Merwe mos.
Sy is van der Merwe mos, jy weet, Koos van der Merwe se vrou, né?
Daar's nie.
Jy weet, ja.
Nee.
Yeah. So
Yeah, okay.
no, the Defence Force was very good to me.
Yeah.
And there are lots of things. I mean, I remember the first day I went out,
Ja.
knew nothing about what I had to do and why. My father said to me then, "I'll teach you how to salute."
Ja.
And he showed me how all the good. But just remember one thing: tomorrow morning when I drop you at DHQ,
Yeah.
then and you're going to take the bus to Pointons. We worked in the Pointons building.
Okay.
Just remember, you salute anything that's got scrambled eggs here, and lots of stars and castles and
Yeah.
stuff on here.
Yeah.
That you salute.
Yeah.
But anything below that, they
Yeah.
have to salute you.
Okay.
So, okay, here I'm standing now, waiting now for the bus to come to take me to Pointons, and this whole troop of guys come across.
Yeah.
And as they go level, they go, the guys going, lick yak, hoi, lick yak, hoi, and they're coming past. And as the guy goes, oh, rechts. And all of the guys look at me and I go, oh my word, is there something what's wrong with me? And the guys are going,
Yeah.
they're all going past. And the next minute comes this apparition and this general. I don't know, he was a general in the Air Force as well. So he comes along and he has got all the scrambled eggs, he's got all the castles, and he stands and he looks me up and down and he says to me, aha, a splinter nuwe luitenant. And we had a good old talk on the way to Pointons. And when we got there, this young guy comes across, and the only way I can do to show you is I have to stand up and demonstrate it.
Ja.
So this guy comes and he goes, luitenant, kan luitenant asseblief vir my sê, hoe kom ek op die 3de vloer, luitenant? And I said, oh please, I mean, just stop it. I mean, you're making me nervous.
Ja.
And you don't know anything.
Yeah.
You're a total rookie.
Ja.
But I ended up this well-rounded Air Force officer.
So it was Air
after-
Force then?
Yeah, I was in
Okay.
the Air Force. So I ended up this well-rounded,
She was.
knowing my thing and doing
Yeah.
all the, and I was very fortunate in the sense that because of the nature of the job, I went into I was flying helicopters, I was in
Yes.
tanks, and we went everywhere
You
to
said
South
arts,
America.
because I mean, like arts and Defence Force don't strike me as something that's together.
Well, believe you me, they saw us like aliens. We were
Really?
totally. But I mean, an artist is a different kind of person, and in those days, you still had to do 9 months basics, So what happened? All the youngsters came,
Yeah.
went to Lieutenant Alta's department.
Okay.
Because they, and they were very artistic. They
Yeah.
did the most beautiful artwork and stuff.
Okay. Wow.
And it was our job to do the recruiting centres. They had one in every big city.
Okay.
We even came down to Port Elizabeth, where the old, the Eric Tyndale building is.
Yes. Yeah.
Right opposite there, we had the recruiting office.
Oh my word.
And we had to do all the paintings on the walls and paint all the emblems on the windows.
To be nice. Yeah.
Very nice.
I remember
Very nice job.
we were coming around to the schools and
Yes.
taking all our names down. We knew we were buggered then. We were going to go to the army. So Wendy Tompkins says, Wendy Thompson says, were you based in the Air Force? Yes. Where were you based in the Air Force?
Oh, well, I was based in Pretoria.
Okay. Was it Waterkloof one?
Well, no, I was actually based. We had an office, in Church Street. Our office was just above the
In town. Okay.
in town, right in the centre of town. Yeah, there was another very interesting story there as well.
Yeah.
We wanted a machine that we needed to enlarge. It was called an anti-scope.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
To enlarge these big tanks because we had to paint these big murals.
When you say anti-scope, it makes me think it's the thing that puts the stars on the woman when they... No, stay.
So we had
Anti-scope.
So this general said to me, okay, and he says, we'll purchase that for you, but I'll tell you something, if you tell people where the funding come, ek sit vir jou so diep in die tronk, hulle sê jou kos vir jou met 'n catty skiet. And we got this machine.
What did you use it for then?
Well, we used it to project on the wall. You projected,
to
and
project,
then quickly you could outline the whole tank, and then we just filled in all the colours and did all the paintings.
Wow.
Made it very much easier. It made our job easier. But anyway, we were celebrating this machine.
Okay.
So I said to the youngsters, I said, listen, this needs to be celebrated.
Yeah.
I sent the corporal out and I said to him, go and buy some beer opposite the road here because we're now going to celebrate that we got this machine. And this is during working hours.
Yeah, right.
So he goes across, he comes back and he brings all the bottles. And I said to them, please throw all the beer into your mugs because today is the day that Commodore Henny van Achterberg is going to walk through that door and he's going to see what we're busy doing here. Now, I hardly said here. And in walks Commodore van Achterberg, and behind him is another general.
Yes.
And he quickly backed away and he said, "Oh, dogtertjie." That's what he used to call me,
Okay.
dogtertjie.
Yeah.
Julle vier seker julle nuwe masjien nê. And he backed this general out. And the two of them went up to and the next minute I get this phone call. Altaatjie. Jou donder. Kom boontoe. So I went up. And I thought, well, my career's over, finished.
Yeah.
Sat next to him, and he said, he had all these people sitting around the table, and he said to his PA, he said, you don't let anybody in here unless it's the general. He closed the door, and he said, he bent down and he picked up this packet, and in there was this long tom of beer. And he put it down on the table, and he said, nou ja, toe. Jy wil mos syp, meneer Werk. Syp nou al daai. And he thought, and I wasn't much of a drinker. I still am not. So he made me.
Did you sape all of that?
Syp all of that. But I learned my lesson.
No.
I mean, you never again will you do something like that. Drink on the job.
Yes, like.
All right, so.
The army's not exactly known for its teetotalers, you know.
Yeah, no, well, we had lots of fun, but I mean, in the end, you turn into this well-rounded person with all your resources, and this very competent Air Force officer. So it was good.
It does. It rounds you and prepares you for that job. I mean, a lot of guys say it's a pity that the guys don't go to the army now and just do a 2-year stint because it matures you in that way.
Yeah, that's what I believe. You know, I mean, people are sent across your path for a reason, and you develop as you go along.
Yeah.
And,
so that also just the fact that you can you learn to deal with people, you know. But in any job, I suppose that's the
yes,
thing.
absolutely, absolutely.
And in your I mean, just before we got to the army section, you were born and bred where? Were you always in PE or?
No, actually, I sort of spent my childhood in Bloemfontein.
Oh, Bloem.
Yeah,
Oh,
Bloem,
sorry.
die Rose stad.
Mooi.
And then we moved to Port Elizabeth.
Okay.
And here
As a child still?
As a child still,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
And I went to the Sillier High School.
Sillier? Where's
Yes,
school
the
Sillier?
Westview Sillier.
I wonder if anybody online was at Sillier.
Yes, I went to Sillier High School. My sister Pat probably watching, and
Yeah.
my sister-in-law Pat, it was her birthday yesterday. Anyway, so I went to the Sillier High School.
Okay.
And there, of course, I did all the artwork and all those kind of
were
things.
you an arty person? You
Always,
draw,
always.
Do you paint
always
as well?
Paint, I
Do
paint,
you?
I do portraits.
Oh,
I do
nice.
painting, and so I do portraits of people. That's
Okay.
my forte, is painting portraits of people.
Was that where you thought you were going to go? Like,
And that
like in
was,
art?
yeah, that was
Like, the arts,
going
okay,
to the art.
She's going to say, "Ga verf."
But I ended up being recruited by a friend of mine to the then Verwoerdburg Stad.
Okay.
And I became, in those days you weren't called the name was PRO. You were the
Yes,
PRO.
yes.
I worked with Tessa de Bruin. Wonderful job. I mean,
Where was this for the?
that
for
was
the
in
Defence Force?
Victoria. No,
no.
then I left the Defence
Okay,
Force.
this is after
and
Defence Force
After
now.
the Defence Force, I went to Verwoerdburg Stad.
Okay.
And we did all these shows, these magnificent shows.
Wow.
At the lakefront. I don't know if
Were you
you've ever
acting or singing or something?
No,
or
no,
were you just
no,
organising
I
it?
was organising it all myself, and
Okay.
Tessa de Bruin. We organised
Okay.
all these shows, and we got all these celebrities, and that's where I met all the celebrities and so
Yes.
on. And we had all of them appear. You know, Bless Bridges. I mean, he was still unknown then.
Yeah, yeah.
Appeared at the lakefront,
Yeah.
and I mean, the packed the lakefront out. And
So you have to then organise, sort of get you into sort of eventing then.
eventing. So that got me into eventing.
Yeah. So early as well.
Yes,
I mean, that's,
yeah, yeah.
It was a different world then. as well.
Absolutely different.
What year are we talking about now? This is,
Oh, we're talking still, well, I mean, what was it, 28, 27, 2012, but well, it was before that.
Yeah.
20
Must have been in the early 2000s.
Early 2000s, yeah. So
Okay.
working,
You got your
and we had
stuff
these
done.
fashion shows using
Yes.
they had that beautiful fountain, the musical fountain.
Yes.
And they had this beautiful paddle boat,
Okay.
which was powered, you know, it had a naval captain, he was from Britain.
Okay.
He had the paddle boat.
Yeah,
And we had these magnificent fashion shows with the fountains in the background and
Gee,
people coming.
I
It was
remember going
really
up
a
to
good
Joburg
job.
and there was a couple of these fountain places and stuff. I don't remember the one we went to. I don't know if anybody remembers. I mean, obviously we had one here at the boardwalk, which
Yes.
was lovely. But I remember the big one in Joburg. And I got Broomer Lake. Was it Broomer Lake?
It was Broomer Lake,
Yeah.
yeah. No,
And that was also
Broomer Lake.
another.
That was
this
awesome.
fun. It was everybody went, you know.
Yeah,
It
that was like a
Yeah.
major outing,
tourist attraction.
tourist attraction. Yeah. So that, and then we moved back to my husband's family. We're getting older, so we moved back to Port Elizabeth.
Okay.
And as I was moving back, as I was leaving Johannesburg, I said, "Oh, wonderful! You're PRO for a shopping centre. Will never see me again." And what happened? When we got into Port Elizabeth, I couldn't find a job at first.
Yeah.
And what happened is I ended up working for Cabral Limited at Pier 14
Oh wow.
as the
Bro.
PRO for Pier 14.
Yeah.
Good. That
Sure.
totally different scenario.
Yes.
And Pier 14, as far as I'm concerned, is the best kept secret in Port Elizabeth.
Really.
You know, you go
Look at
in, you
this.
see the beautiful. They have a proper crane which they got from the harbour
Yeah.
in the corner.
Really?
They've got this boat coming in.
Yeah.
It looks like the nose of a boat. It's
Yeah.
a restaurant. And it's the most
I've never been
magnificent
there.
centre. It was done by a guy who did film sets.
Oh.
And he had all these little villages around,
Yeah.
at the top.
Okay.
And they had the big screen, and it was my responsibility to get feet into the centre. So in those days, you remember Red Nose Day?
Yes, yes, yes.
Well, the fire brigade nearly killed me.
Oh, really?
Because I promise you, I got 60,000 people into that centre.
Juice, like 60,000 people.
From all the doors, they were sitting up the escalators, they were
Yes, like.
they were sitting in the plants, they were sitting inside, and inside it looks like a boat
Yes.
on the
okay.
inside with all the different decks. And from all the floors, all the people used to stand, and there was a bridge at the bottom
Yeah.
where we did all the promotions.
Wow.
And I got all my friends from. It wasn't so easy here in Port Elizabeth to get these shows, but I got them all from Johannesburg to come down.
Yeah.
And we did this trapeze act in the dome.
In Pier 14.
In Pier 14.
Good
It
Lord,
was-
people. Did you even know that this place is...
Well,
I tell you
I
what.
tell you, it was mind blowing.
Yeah.
They actually attached the rope onto which they attached the swing
Yeah.
just above. And you know that the height from the ground up into the dome in Pier 14 is as high as Carlton Centre's dome.
Whoa.
And there's nothing underneath there. There was no net or anything. And he was swinging around with, her around there and what have you. And it was really fantastic show. And we had all kinds of things. I had two midgets doing mud wrestling. And we had this whole week of entertainment. And funny, the little midgets, they were fantastic. I mean, a midget just has to move, and it's fun. And it was really amazing. We had this amazing week of people coming in and out and doing breakfast with Father Christmas and holiday shows. And everybody always used to say, and I mean on that side, everybody always used to say, take your kids to Pier 14 because there's bound to be something on during the school holidays. So that was my job
to do that,
all of that. So.
And I mean, but before the army, were you working before the army? Did you study at all from school?
Yeah. I went to Grofrenet Training College.
Okay.
I did teachers training.
Oh,
And I was trained as a teacher.
Okay.
And my first position was at a little farm school in the Tsitsikamma.
Oh, lovely.
Wonderful. It was really nice.
Is it still going now? What is it?
I think it's still there.
What's it called?
We taught the foresters' children.
Okay.
From that were working in at the local sawmills.
Yeah.
And
Is it Boskor and that
yes,
place?
and it was really wonderful. I mean, the scenery. Or I stayed in a little, what I can only term as a little complex, which was like the garage with the yellow school bus, the shop, the post office, and the motel.
Wow.
Pine View, and that's now where I stayed.
Okay.
So on the first night when I arrived, the very wonderful people welcomed me, and she said to me, I was this strange apparition because I had die juffrou met die hoë hare en die fringe en die kieskeuls en die miniskirt.
Nee.
And but she was very welcoming, and she said to me, right, you must just remember one thing. Here we use a generator at night for the electricity.
Yeah.
And she said, I see that you're busy unpacking. She said, now this is what you do. And she went to this lamp.
Yeah.
And she just took the glass. She didn't actually light it. She took the glass off and she said, now this is how you'd light the lamp.
Yeah.
You do the match as soon as it goes off.
Yeah.
And you put it there and it'll light, and you put the thing back on. And I said, yeah, fine, that's fine. And I'm merrily busy packing away. And I hear this brrrr, the generator. The next minute it goes, and there's no black as pitch.
Yeah.
Cannot see your hand in front of your eyes. And I'm scrambling for the matches and for this lamp. And after a whole box of matches, I could not get that thing to work. I mean, here's this city girl who's used to going toop on the switch and the light goes on. And now I'm trying to light this lamp and I just can't get it going. So the next morning, I go and complain and I said, I did everything you showed me.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't get that thing to work. And the husband looks at me and he said, maar vrou, is daar nie 'n put in die ding nie? How did I know this thing needs
a wick?
It needs a wick. I mean, I come from the city.
Yeah.
I'm used to going clicks and the lights go on.
Well, not anymore. In the city now, in the click and the lights never go on. Let's have a look at some of these comments. There's a whole bunch of comments coming in.
Yeah.
I just see I see Herman de Blanche there. Roseanne, hello, Mama Alta. Roseanne Shadrack. We were just talking about you the other night.
Yes.
I went to actually went to the bridge, the bar up on the top. What is it called? The Tarquin and the guys at in Central. I'm just I think the.
Hi, Roseanne.
Up at the top, and a guy met me there last night, and he was saying that Roseanne's show, when Roseanne came on, he was feeling down and out. And Roseanne, your show inspired him to carry on. I just wanted to let you know that as well. That Derek Nesbitt, also an ex-guest of ours on the show. Also good to see you as well, Derek Nesbitt.
Yes, hi, Derek. You know why Derek and I are good friends? Because Derek actually did all my artwork and things for me, and he had a shop in Pier 14.
Okay, there you
and he did all the cartoons and things for me.
Yes, he's brilliant with that stuff.
Absolutely brilliant.
Elise Fish, lovely to see you.
Hello, Elise.
As well. She was all the way from Joburg. Gang. How's it? I hope things are going up there, well up there, Elise. And John Skippers, that's Car Park John for us here today. Huh?
Yes.
You know Car Park John, the beer, that's named after John Skippers there. And the rooftop bar, thank you, Camilla. That was at the rooftop bar, and there was a guy there that told me that Roseanne Shadrack's show inspired him to keep going.
Amazing.
Yeah. And Gary puts some questions every now and again. He's just popped on something there to say your father was an actor.
That's right.
Yes, we spoke about this before the show, but it's quite an interesting point. So tell us about your dad.
Well, that's a little known fact. I mean, I don't go around bragging about it, but my father, he was a Commodore in the Navy firstly, and when he retired, he went off and he was actually Boetfasie van Nommer asseblief.
I say, Boetfasie van Nommer asseblief.
So everybody who's in our age group remembers Nommer asseblief, Tokie, Vroukie, you know what I mean?
Tokie, Vroukie.
Yeah, that was wonderful.
I just remember the
story. The TV series.
Yeah, that little tune. It went
Yes. Yes. Wow, do it again, you do that was
quite rhythmic, you know.
Absolutely, yeah. And he played that for many.
Your dad was in Nommer asseblief.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that was my father.
Main Oak, and obviously your love of doing these events and that sort of thing must have led to the fact that you got involved in charities. I mean,
absolutely, yeah. So my first getting into charities was for it was Algoa Bay Council for the aged.
Yeah. Yes, that was with
yes, that was with
the couple that I did with you.
You did a show for us there. I mean, you played in the golf day.
Yes.
The Celebrity Golf Classic is actually not my idea. It's a brainchild of Gail Sillier.
Gail, so was she up in?
She was up in Joburg, yeah.
Okay.
And we decided to do it. And then of course you move apart and everybody takes and we just put our special stamp on each golf day. We pay it forward.
Yeah,
so all of us, we work together, and you cannot raise funds by yourself. There's no such thing. You need resources, and people are put across your path, and you make friends and you develop relationships with donors and sponsors. I mean, there's nobody even the board members. And they bring to the party all their expertise. The lady in the front who fields the calls. The admin people.
It's always a team, isn't it?
It's always a team. It's an absolute team effort. You'll never pull off a golf day or an event without a support system around you.
But it's also to have the kind of personality that's going to get those people in. And that's where I think you probably are the one
well, I mean,
you don't
I was invited,
say no.
I was invited one day to the Charles Glass Society.
Oh, yes.
By Darren.
Darren Mann.
Yes. And we were in the locket that they have there at the stadium.
Yes.
And we were 4 charities. And each one of us had to come to the front and explain what we do, why we do it, and how we do it. And I was with Algoa Bay Council. And I thought, I'm not going to do this boring speech.
Yeah.
So I went on, I think I was third or so. The lady, for the other two did their things.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I'm not going to do this, boys. So I had this cap on. And I took the cap and I turned it sideways with the
Yes.
thing here and the elastic here.
Hip-hop moves.
Hip-hop moves, and I went up and I said, I'm Alta from APCA, I'm a PRO, I raise funds for the elderly on Rand 1240, yo, 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 say, yeah. Yes, these guys loved it, they ate it. And I ended up taking photographs with all of these men in their red t-shirts. and it was the guy from EP Brick came up and he said, you know, that was so good. He said, I really feel that instead of 1,000 Rand for each person, I'm going to put an extra 2,000 Rand on for all of you. Wasn't that wonderful?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Just because of the way that you presented it. Made it a bit of fun instead of a boring speech.
And if they're having fun themselves, then they feel like they
Absolutely.
should give.
As I was coming off, they were all high-fiving
Oh,
me.
man.
And it was so
that's
great.
good.
It was so wonderful.
But I mean, it takes a special kind of person, I think, to be able to go out and not really take no for an answer. Because I don't think you're that kind of person.
No.
You know, when you ask somebody to be involved in something, I couldn't say
But you
no
know
to you.
something, I mean, Tanya, you will agree, and yourself as well, you'll agree that the people in Port Elizabeth and Kabeja, like we have to say it now, they have such open hearts and open hands. I mean, no matter how hard or difficult it is for them, it's very little that it's not, you don't get to, I did get refusals.
Yes.
But, and I must also say, I also had some failures.
Yeah.
You can't be successful all the time.
Yeah.
But it's just the way that you just wash your hair
Yeah.
and start all over again. That's what my mother taught me. My mother said, just wash your hair and start all over again. Wash your cup and do your day. And
Yeah.
I had a wonderful mom.
Okay.
Yeah, she's passed away now also.
Yes.
So you know, you have to. It's all teamwork. You cannot do it by yourself.
Yeah. And you're married as well?
I'm a widow. I've been a
Yes.
widow for a long time.
Okay.
My husband passed away at the age of 53.
Sure.
Um,
My dad too.
Yeah.
And I'm 53 next year. Holy crap.
yeah. So Rudy, I've got a son Rudy, and I've got another son Alex, and I've got this wonderful little granddaughter.
Oh, lovely.
Well, she's 9, but I promise you, there's nothing like a grandchild. Nothing.
That's what the grannies say, because they can't say no to anything.
Well,
You know?
I tell you, she cajoled one of the games that she loved. We were sitting waiting for Mom and them. They were in the shops.
Yeah.
And we were right like sort of opposite this toy shop. She was actually looking into the toy shop. And she was chatting away. She actually takes her cell phone and she talks to Siri.
Siri.
I mean, she's 9.
Yeah.
And she talks to Siri and she does her thing. And she talks with an American accent. She talks English better than Afrikaans.
Okay.
And so she said to me, Oma, just look in there.
Yeah.
Can you see that game there? We actually were looking onto that game. She says, that is the next game that I want. And you know what, Gran? It's the latest version.
Virgin. The latest virgin. Oh dear.
Well, I tell you, I host myself, this child. And of course, what happened? Granny went in and bought the latest version.
Of course she did. We bought the latest version. But now I think we must just get on to MTR Smit, because
That's
this is your new baby, and we've got Tanya here as well that we can call in. I think Tanya, come and join us. Tanya is you'd have to introduce yourself and what you do at MTR Smit as well.
I'm Tanya, and I'm the director at MTR Smit
Director,
Childrens
nogal.
Haven.
Sy's
Yes.
mos 'n generaal gewees.
Ek sê vir jou,
Seker,
ja.
We're a team. We're a team in this
Also-
organisation.
And how long has it been? Because I think it was Crystal before.
Yes, I've been there almost 6 years now.
Okay, wow.
But I'd love to tell you a little bit about MTR if I may.
Yes,
you're
absolutely.
more than
Go
welcome.
for it.
Very
That's what it's all
interesting
about.
background.
Yeah, go for it. I'm going to move this microphone
There
across as well.
was the big flu epidemic
Yes.
in 1918.
Yes. Yes, the Spanish flu.
Yes, and as
Yes.
a result of that, a lot of parents actually passed away. And in a small town called Yugi,
Yes, yeah. In
Yugi.
Never clear.
yes, the minister of that time
Yes.
used to ride to the farms,
Yeah.
and he would go and fetch these orphan children because the farmers just passed away.
Wow.
Parents passed away.
I mean, we can so relate to that
Yes,
with COVID
with
now. We
COVID.
can so relate to
Yes,
what's
absolutely.
happening. So children losing both parents.
Both parents at the same time. And so he would ride on the horse and he would go and fetch these children and he would keep them in the parish.
Okay.
And then there was a lady that kept some of the children in town. And so by 1922, they actually founded the children's home in Yugi. So they were there for a very, very long time. And in 1987, they then moved to PE
Yeah.
because of the resources.
Okay. Yes, of course.
You know, obviously, because there's
So they were in Yugi for a long.
they were in
so long-
Yugi, and we still have. There's a lovely Facebook group
Okay.
for Yugi and the children.
And the children that
grew
are
up
there,
It's
yes.
absolutely amazing. They get together, they speak to each other.
I mean,
it's absolutely
1918.
wonderful.
It's 100 years ago
Exactly.
now. Amazing. And if it's crazy to think that it was. I wonder if Spanish flu was the same as COVID in terms of the fact that it didn't take a lot of children. It would get
It
the
was
adults.
more the adults, yes.
More the adults
yes.
that died. So we can totally relate to that now, and it feels so much more real.
Yes.
Most definitely, and they also wore the little masks and everything.
Yeah, really.
So it was very much like COVID today.
Oh, my soul.
So
Okay.
now we take children still that are orphaned and abandoned,
Yeah,
but
okay.
also children that have been severely neglected
Okay.
and also abused. Now abused, we're not just talking emotional, we're talking physical and sexual abuse.
Wow.
And our youngest at the moment is 4 years old.
Oh,
Yes, and that's Dimpies. And
Dimpies.
Dimpies. And our eldest is 20. That's Lolo.
Yeah.
And we can actually take children between the ages of 3 and 18, and they can
Okay.
stay with us until they finish their schooling.
Okay.
And if they can and want to go to university, they can, or if they want to do a trade,
Yeah.
they can do a trade or do a diploma,
Yeah.
whatever it is they want to do, they can stay.
I'm sure that there. I mean, with such a legacy of these kids that have come through now,
Yes.
there must be. They must want to come back as well and help.
Most definitely. We were speaking on the radio the other night
Yes.
about Reggie Peace.
Yeah.
His stage name is Reggie Peace.
Oh, really?
And he's an artist, he's a singer, he's a model, he's an actor. And he played on Seven de Laan, Generations, Muvango.
Yeah.
And he comes back once a year. He was actually,
Wow.
his name was Hafke, his surname was Hafke. And
Okay.
he's proud to say
Yeah.
he grew up in the
MTR.
children's home. And he comes back and he tells them, you know, it doesn't matter where you come from,
Yeah.
it's where you're going.
Yeah.
And we've got so many success stories. And you know, obviously, they're big success stories, but to
Yeah.
me, our biggest goal is we just want these young people to become self-reliant.
Yeah.
That they
Yeah.
can look after themselves, that they don't have to look into anybody's eyes for anything, and that we break the family patterns.
Okay.
You know, we don't want their
Yeah.
children to
Yes.
end up in the children's home again.
Yeah.
So we want to break those family patterns, and we have got most of the children that have left are teachers. Believe it or
That's
not,
Okay.
teachers.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
Yes.
It is incredible. And it speaks about the fact that because they've been helped so much as well. You know, they feel this is the way things are done. You help other people, and isn't that's amazing because that's actually what everybody should do. It's what gives you soul. You know.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
If there's one thing in your life that if you help other people, it certainly keeps you going. It gives you meaning. Money, whatever, buy your Ferrari that means nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Means nothing.
Yeah.
And as Alta said, you know, that's why we have to work together.
Yeah.
You know, we're not an island. No,
No
charity
no
can
charity
work
can
on
work
its own.
alone.
Yeah.
All the children's homes in particular work together.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the only way we can make things work. And if
Yeah.
we've got anything extra
Yeah.
that we can't use,
Yeah.
we give to somebody
to the-
else. We take to
And we
Bufferfontein,
share,
yeah.
we share.
Yeah.
Also, there's a retirement village or old age home in Dispatch called Hasenaya. They're
Okay.
always struggling,
So
especially
you
with the
make
subsidies on
links
that.
throughout these
Yes.
things as well, and you help
Yes.
each other too.
Yeah, we help each other.
That's amazing. It is
It's
amazing.
absolutely wonderful.
Let me just have a look at this. A couple more comments there, Gary. I just want to see if there's anything. Dean Allen says, "Well done for everything you do for the city, Alta. You're a true star, Dean Allen."
Thank you,
He's,
Dean.
He's our frontier landsman. Dean is going to be doing a lot of shows next year as well.
Oh, but isn't that wonderful? Well, we look forward to them, Dean.
And his book that he's writing as well for Adrian Gardner. It's also quite interesting.
Oh, wonderful.
Anne Bennett. Anne Bennett saying hello there to somebody else. They're talking to each other, on the screens there. Debbie Clarkson as well well online too. Fantastic. And so MTR Smit is the only one specific MTR Smit thing, or is it branched out into other?
No, we're the only MTR Smit Childrens Haven, but there are 7 child and youth care centres in the Port Elizabeth area.
Okay,
But
so you guys link together then as well?
Yes, we obviously, we've got different criteria to make it a little bit
different
easier.
management or
Totally different
okay,
management.
okay.
We're totally independent.
Yes,
from
independent of each other. Yeah, okay.
Yes. But and so the whole idea for us is to link with each other, to try and raise funds, to assist, because
Yes.
we've got 78 children in our care. And
Okay.
these 78 children, like a normal home, you
Yeah.
need everything for
Yes.
that child.
Of course.
And I've got 6 houses with
Yeah.
15, 16 children in each home.
Yeah.
And you can just imagine those kids have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and they are taught how to make their beds up, even if they are 4 years old.
Yeah.
They are taught, they're not in the army though. They are taught to make their beds up.
Yes.
And it's not perfect. But
45
that's okay.
degrees
That
and,
doesn't, no, nothing has to jump off. So it's
Okay.
okay. And then they do their chores. They're taught. By the time they leave MTR Smit, they can cook.
Yeah.
They can clean. They've got their education, which is the most important
Yes.
thing in my opinion.
Yeah.
And we teach them, we go through an independent living program where they are taught how to draw up a CV. First interviews, how much do you dress?
Yeah.
You what kind of questions they're going to ask you.
Yeah. What are they going to do?
Very
Because
important.
first impressions are so
Are
important.
lasting,
Yeah, it is.
yes.
Yes, so before you've even walked in the door, before you've sat down, they've already signed
And as
you
a
up.
youngster, it's terrifying.
Yes,
If you haven't
it is
got the
terrifying.
parents and your family
Yes.
to do it, you need to
Yes.
have your
Guidance,
network.
yeah.
And they're taught budgeting, they're taught everything that they need to know, just like we would with our own children.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you probably do a better job in most cases. I would imagine because
Yes.
you think about the parents that
My
was
children
doing.
say to me, Mom, they get the best, we get what's left over.
And it's I mean, fantastic job of doing of the kids, and then like I said, that's their network as well. Their
Yes.
friends, their guys that are at the school, their
Yes.
friends that they make at the school as well.
Yes.
I'm sure. And it'll give them that confidence to get out into the world and
Yes.
go.
Yes, what we do just before they leave, we actually get some of the old children back in, or by then they're obviously adults.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And we get them to explain what it feels like to actually leave this nest.
Yes,
Because it is a
it's
nest.
yes, yeah.
And we're sort of like kicking the little birds
Yeah.
out and saying, okay, now you need to fly.
Yeah.
And to understand what are the things you're going to struggle with.
Yeah.
What we do is we provide them with everything they need. So we will apply for low cost housing if it's possible.
Okay.
They have to be 21 at that stage.
Okay, so they help
But
with
they
that.
leave there with a kettle and a toaster
Okay.
and cups and glasses and plates, and even if they're mismatched, it doesn't matter.
Yes.
Plus a duvet set. And if they've got a place, we will bring a bed, etc., etc.
Dowry.
So, yes, that's their dowry. And it's so wonderful for them. We had a young person, a young lady. She's now in Durban, but she could have been a medical doctor.
Wow.
So that's how intelligent this young girl was. And she then got involved with the GEM project and decided, no, she wants to be a engineer.
Oh wow.
Oh,
And I
wonderful.
thought, that's wonderful. It's a young lady. She's wonderful. We need ladies in
Yes,
this profession.
especially in the engineering yard for sure.
And we applied for her at the different universities. She came in 5 universities across South Africa, and she's decided she's going to Cape Town.
So she could choose.
She could choose.
Oh, wow.
Good Lord.
And
Okay.
applied for the bursary. She was accepted everything.
Yeah.
And I think she just got her matric results, or it was just before she got her matric results, she decided, I want to be an actress.
I can relate.
Very
I can
nice.
relate. Yeah.
Bliksem.
At the end of the day, she was the manager of the KFC at the William Moffat.
There we go. There we go. That's fine. She did
It's
it.
her choice.
But you start there and then you work. You'll find your own way.
Yes.
It's Camilla's saying that's brilliant. Children need practical skills.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And you're right. You're right. Sometimes we would talk to this. Debbie Clarkson saying, "How's it?" Debbie's Keith's waiting for Keith to come on. Here we go. He's sitting backstage here. Keith. Amazing job she's
Yeah.
doing for these children.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're so right. You're so right. And so you've got this this thing coming up now. This
Yes.
event
Yeah.
coming up.
Yes.
Alta,
Yeah.
what is happening at this
Yeah,
event?
well, we've got this event coming up. That's at Westview. Where we better involve
Yes,
Keith here now.
we're going to maybe we should get Keith to come in here. Yeah, if you,
Yes.
I'll swap out to this side here. Keith, pop
Yeah.
in. Keith from Westview, and that's where the venue is for this this charity function.
Yeah.
I presume Alta's getting a whip in and getting stuff going as well.
No. Well, I mean, Keith and them have been absolutely marvellous. Just providing the venue. It's going to be on the 16th of December,
Yeah.
a public holiday. And we've got lots of things happening, and we have got stalls that you cannot believe. It's a long list of stalls.
Cool.
And irrespective of the, well, it's all weather.
So
degrees.
food stalls and things as
Food
well. It's a bit of a
stalls.
fierce.
It's going to be a fest, and then we've
Festival.
got Animals in Wonderland coming. I know you know Jeru and John from Animals in Wonderland.
Yes, they do.
They're
The
coming,
dogs,
and
eh?
they're going to bring. We don't know which one, but they're going to bring non-venomous
Snakes.
pythons and snakes and so on.
Look, Marshall.
And they've got they're either going to bring Joey or Chloe, and they're going to
dogs.
bring these are the snakes.
Oh, snakes. Oh, Chloe the snake.
Burmese pythons.
Okay, I would have thought you might have a Burmese name.
They're going to, and with a whole array of other animals and so on, and they've been doing teaching, educating children, because they believe that we should all, children, adults, teenagers, we should all appreciate the wonderful nature that we have in South Africa.
Yeah.
And their shows are excellent. So if you want to know which one of those Burmese pythons is going to be, you've got to be there at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm going to rename them Squeezy and Strangly. They're more appropriate names. But I mean, even snakes. We everybody's so scared of snakes, and I think that a lot of them endangered. So we had Mark Marshall on, and he was trumpeting the cause of snakes as well.
Yeah.
So the more people that can get to know that sort of thing as well, and get better, and also obviously for people to come and have a bit of a day out. I think that sounds like it.
Absolutely, it's going to be a wonderful day out. Everything that we're doing there has got an educational slant.
Yes.
That's hence the back to school thing.
Yeah. Okay.
For MTR Smit, obviously MTR Smit being the beneficiary.
Yes.
So we're inviting everybody to come along. Even the Christmas tree, there's Candy Floss Christmas tree.
Oh, nice.
And the kids have to answer simple questions in order to get some candy floss.
To win some sugar.
To win some sugar. Oh, that's happened at 11:30. So we've really got a lot of things happening.
Okay, so there's a whole pile of stuff.
Absolutely. And if you see the wonderful stuff, we've got Herbalife.
Oh, yes. Okay.
I didn't know that healthy living could be that delicious.
Oh, it's nice, yummy stuff.
They've got yummy stuff that they've got on,
and is it Matthew Lauter? That
yes, Anthony Lauter, yes. And then we've also got Il Gelato, Italian ice cream.
Oh, very nice.
Very nice. I mean,
he was there, Green Acres.
Definitely.
I remember. He
Well,
was so good.
and if you haven't had Italian ice cream,
Oh, it's good stuff.
good stuff.
Yeah, I can't remember his name now. Enrico?
Well, we've got there.
But he's
We've
amazing.
got Tony arriving, with the Il Gelato. And they're going to put out
Antonio.
So you can, and then there's food stores, and there's sterling silver jewelry, and you can basically buy all your Christmas gifts.
Oh, there we go. That's a good, and it's just before Christmas 16.
It's just before Christmas.
And at the venue, the venue, tell us about I mean, you guys have been, obviously the club's been going for quite a long time. Before they even had the townhouses coming in, or the village in there.
Yeah, it used to be all sports fields and so on.
Yeah.
And the old boys there, which is quite a few there,
Yeah.
they always refer to the old pub and the new pub.
Oh,
But
right.
yeah, there's, and they say, where do you stay? Are you staying on the hockey field now? Are you staying on the cricket pitch
Oh,
now?
right.
And that kind of stuff. So yeah, but it's really developed. There's about, I think it's about 100 houses.
Wow.
And going forward, which ties into a lot of things with charity and so on and so forth, we're actually developing a frail care centre there in probably about a year's time.
What a good plan.
So
Absolutely.
yeah, people ask me, is it old age home? It's definitely not an old age home. I live there, so
No,
and I mean I'm only 52, so
exactly.
but yeah, so we are developing that from that point of view. But from our club point of view, to host for the same, also for a special cause, it's really brilliant to be able to assist and just listening to what you have to say. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
So our club have all the facilities for that. We are essentially a sports club where we do squash, tennis.
So good booze prices as well. Eh?
Yeah, you get very good prices. As you can see, the food is very good.
I see.
I can vouch for that. And yeah, the venue is great from that point of view. So we're really looking forward to hosting. And Alta's put a tremendous amount of work into this. I mean,
She always does.
yeah,
Well,
definitely.
we're looking forward to an amazing event.
Yeah.
And you know, just having them host us.
Yeah.
And no, there was no hesitation. You know, went to see them and pitched this pitch.
Yeah.
It was, yes, you're welcome. We will host you and we will get involved with MTR Smit. And
good.
so really,
That's
we
good.
really appreciate it.
Keith Clarkson, he always gets mixed up with Keith Clark, who's giving us this. Casey, we're drinking your punters tonight as well, just in honour of you. And Jonathan Rauch, I see, don't look a day over 53, Clarky.
Thanks, John. I'll make you coffee tomorrow.
I was at 52, does that mean you class of 88?
Me, Gino. No, I'm 63. So
Oh, 60.
I'm just pulling
you're
chain,
talking.
I was talking nonsense.
They don't look a day over 53.
Yeah, the one day a guy said to me, "How old are you?" So I said, "I'm 63." He says, "Geez, like you don't look a day over 59." 59. I said, 59. He said, "Yeah, 1959." But yeah.
Classic. And of course, the squash, we do the squash there always does well.
Squash is a big club.
And they've got the bowls, eh?
Yeah.
Absolutely,
The
lawn
bowls.
The bowls.
Lawn
bowling.
bowling, guys. It's become popular again. Is it?
Absolutely,
popular.
Is it,
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, our membership in the Eastern Cape has grown now. We're up to about 1,600 members in the Eastern
Isn't that
Cape.
wonderful?
And also a lot of youth getting involved.
Good.
We do.
When you say youth, is that 50 plus?
No,
No, we're talking about
we have
teenagers.
national under 15 competitions.
No way.
Yes.
Under 20, under 25, under 30.
Yes, doing lawn bowling.
Yeah. We also have blind bowlers.
Blind bowlers.
Okay.
yeah.
We've actually got a team. We've got a representative from here, Jeff Newcomb. He's actually going over in March to Australia to coach blind bowlers.
Wow. Okay.
So we have.
Gee, so
They do very well.
and it's so obviously 1,600 people. And there must be a national thing going well there with bowls as well.
Yeah, and there's a lot of emphasis on the young, on the youth.
Okay,
So,
try and get the X in there.
Yeah, get them in because it doesn't matter race, creed, no matter what. Everybody's welcome, and we're really trying to grow the sport again and put more energy into it.
As long as you can have a neat scotch with a bit of ice, you're in.
Yeah, I'm not going to punch any brands now, but one of the brands have come on board with us and sponsored EP Bowls, which is fantastic.
Oh, you can tell them what it is.
Harriers Whiskey is
Harriers.
coming, thanks to Craig Cunningham. Yeah, he's got us
Great,
great sponsorship for that. Sorry, Casey, you're only doing gin.
No, it's fine. No, it just brings one every now. We've got a Harriers in here as well.
Well, that's good. We'll have to see.
But no, fantastic. So I'm glad to hear that's doing well because I think it's like we were saying with Alta as well, and with MTR Smit, the networks. The network is so important, and to do sports or to do go to your club or to do your thing, it gives you something to look forward to every week. And it helps you with your circle of people that you need.
Exactly.
And everybody's got different skills. I don't have the skill set that Alta has. I'm a social worker.
Yes. Is that what you studied already?
You've got the
That's what I
social
studied.
work skill set,
Yes.
which I don't have.
But so we complement each
So
other.
we complement each other, and the same with the bowling and the blind bowling.
Yeah.
We also it enlarges your footprint
Yeah.
because and now we've got the resources of 4 different organisations,
Yeah.
and each of them is bringing something to the party.
Yes.
So you can't do it by yourself.
It's fantastic. It really and PE in general, like you say, it's a smaller city. We need each other, and
We absolutely need each other.
and the whole Gino spot thing and it's not only this, but hopefully it's adding to the fact that we've got to get PE off them onto the map here.
Yes,
Like, basically, get the people motivated to assist each other to make sure people, when they come in, we can be there. You know, as the money comes down from Cape Town, it's got to about George at the moment. We need it more here in PE. We need the guys here in PE, and we've got so much to give. PE's got so much to give. You know,
Absolutely, no, so we're a very close.
Close-knit, yes.
Close-knit, friendly
The
city.
people are wonderful in PE. You know,
Very
we've
nice.
got a Facebook page, and if I just have to say we've got no food, you
Yeah.
will not believe how the people respond.
Really.
Absolutely.
I put it on in June. Our subsidies were late, and
Wow.
yes, unfortunately, that is something that happens, and
Okay.
it affects all your NPOs. Okay,
Of
not
course,
just
of course.
MTR Smit. And within the first day, our gate broke from opening.
Oh, really?
Amazing.
Well, that's
Because
a
of the
amazing.
people
very good
that
problem
were
to
coming
have.
in and out.
Yeah.
And we had enough food within that first day for a month.
Well, that's wonderful.
And so the people in PE are just, and they don't want to be, you know, you don't thank me. Don't.
Yeah.
Some of them actually walk out before you can actually we just want to write a thank you letter. No,
Yeah.
anonymous. And
Well,
they absolutely want
I know some of the spas. The spa is one of our sponsors, but I know that they do with the food that's almost
Yes,
getting to
yes, they do.
expiry date or whatever. If they need to use it quickly,
Yes.
they phone.
Yes,
They've got their places that they
absolutely.
phone,
We do get
and that's so good. I mean, I'm sure the other guys do it as well. But
Yeah, they can pay all of
but
them.
yeah,
do,
they do.
but I
Woolworths
mean,
as well.
but
Woolworths
it's
as
really
well, yeah.
really great that those guys and that stuff doesn't go to waste.
No, it
does-
doesn't.
They
No, it
they
doesn't
go
go
for
to
it, you
waste.
know.
yeah, we got some food. I mean, that was the first time I met Roseanne.
Yes, of course, Roseanne's involved there as well.
She gave us a whole lot of stuff, which we took to the then, I don't know if you know, the then Red location.
Yes.
I was
Yes.
working for Mess with the
Oh,
homeless
hectic
and so
place.
on. Very hectic.
Yeah.
And there was this little girl. She was tiny little girl, who ran up to me and threw her arms, her
Yeah.
little arms around my legs and looked up to me and she said, "You know what? You look just like an angel." I said, "No," I said, "and tell me, sweetheart," and we got to chatting.
Yeah.
And you know, I said to this little one, I said, "So one day when you grow up, what do you want to be?" And I mean, here's this child who's living in a community that they're getting food off the dumps and so on.
Yeah.
And I said, "I have to get up to do this again."
Yeah.
And she looked at me and I said, "Nou wat wil jy nou eendag wees as jy nou groot word,
Ja.
my kind?" And she said, "A model." And you know, for all you know,
Yeah.
that child
model.
is a model today. You never know. I mean, that was, it was amazing. She struck this pose, a model,
Strike a pose.
strike a pose, and she knew exactly what she wanted to do. And I'm sure she's,
Yeah.
I really wish her all the best.
Absolutely. Well,
Absolutely.
It's it's been wonderful. I think in the studio now we've got director of MTR Smit doing incredible things in the city. Alta, you've got a history with not only the aged but everybody that pulls on your heartstrings has had a lot to do with you and what you've done in your career has been phenomenal.
Yeah, well,
You know?
like I said, I didn't do it by myself.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I did, I had a whole.
But you need that person that's like, hey,
Yes.
come help, come.
Yeah.
Ek soek
Yeah,
jou.
no, I
So
mean,
we're looking for you. There you go.
we need you.
We need you. And
Yeah.
Keith, thank you so much for
Been a
getting
pleasure.
involved and the Westview Club. And I know, I mean, as a club, you need to make a profit. You've got staff to pay. You've got people to do and people to pay and things to keep going. It's a going
Yes.
concern.
Absolutely.
So it's tough. So really appreciative of what you're
David
doing.
said that what's happening on the 16th, Westview don't take any of that side of things. We only take care of things when people get thirsty. And
Oh, right, there we go.
they get thirsty and so on.
They
And
can,
then,
organise.
then that evening we also have in our club Christmas dinner dance, so everybody's welcome to join us there.
Yeah.
So our kitchen will be open as well. We're having live music.
Oh, magic.
The
Okay.
12 boys from the Beanie Rebels will be
The
playing.
Beanie Rebels.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
John
the
Van.
Beanie Rebels.
John and Charlie, they're playing.
Joy.
So we're doing that afterwards. It's just, So you'll keep
Excellent.
the festivities going
Some
through the day. So
Good
Yeah.
rock and roll vibes going
Yeah,
there.
Yeah,
Okay. So 16th is the day. Eh?
It's going to be an
That's the
amazing day. Where are you on that day? Now, I'm tuning into the
I'm doing
interviewer.
gigs. I've got my show. Our show starts on the 16th. Yeah.
Yes, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
16th and 17th.
I might be able to pop in for a gelato.
Oh, it would be so wonderful if you pop
maybe
in
we
for
try pop in before the show for gelato. Very
we
nice.
had this Italian little old lady at Buffelsfontein.
Yes.
She calls me cara mia. She goes,
Cara
cara mia,
My dear me.
ma cara mia.
My dear
We
me.
love you. You know, she's such a wonderful lady.
Oh man, no, the change. I bet she can cook as well.
She not only can she cook, I mean she's very old already, and you must see the condition the cottage is in.
Oh yeah.
It
oh, yeah.
shines
Immaculate.
absolutely immaculate.
No sporca, not dirty, not
No,
dirty.
no, dirty, no dirty.
No sporca.
Absolutely. Yeah, she always goes, "Hi there, cara mia. How are you today?" You know, I mean, I can't do the accent. It's
Cara
too
mia,
easy.
cara mia. She's my, it's dear, my,
Yes,
my
absolutely.
precious kind of thing.
But
yes.
she's such a precious lady.
Oh, it's
You know,
so
so I love them. I call them my elderly angels. They my senior
Angela.
angels. My senior angels.
Oh, lovely. Well, thank you, guys. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add to this for the guys.
Just thank you, and I just
It's a
want to show
pleasure
you
to have
something
you on.
that we brought you a gift.
Oh yes, I see
Yes,
that.
we brought you
Grab it,
well. We
grab
brought
it.
you
Yeah.
Mention Colin.
Yes, that's what I'm going to do. That.
Colin, yes.
Colin from Trink, Colin and Roy.
And
from
Trink have been sponsoring as well, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. They major sponsors.
Well, we've got to get Colin on the show sometime
We
as
have
well.
to get Colin, and then
Colin
those
Smith.
guys. I mean, those guys started in a garage
Yeah.
doing cartridges, filling cartridges,
Filling printer cartridges.
filling printer cartridges, and
Yes.
they built not even in a question of 10 years. An international, globally national company.
Yeah,
It's
amazing.
absolutely amazing. They've got branches in Johannesburg, Cape Town, and every
call
golf
on him.
day, every golf day that they've been there. They've been there for us,
Supporting as well.
supporting the elderly and the aged, and all the golf classics.
And you said they gave stationery to everybody at the.
That's what they've done. I
the
mean,
thing.
he's now
At the home.
decided. I didn't know they branched out into stationery for children and
Yes.
stationery. So he's going to actually donate a huge. He's one of the major sponsors.
Okay.
So he's going to donate a lot, for which we're very, very grateful.
And it's close to your heart with the stationery, you know, with your art. Eh? It's got the art coming.
Absolutely.
Are you going to be teaching some art there at the thing as well?
Yes, that's the
the school,
plan.
is it?
That's the plan, and also during lockdown. I mean, my
Yes.
grandmother years ago, my grandmother taught me how to do the basics with crochet.
Oh right.
So
I noticed your case there. You got
would
little
you
pink,
like to
a pink
see
case.
it? I'm so proud of that.
Bring a little
It's
pink
so
casey on
fantastic.
the chair there, Tanya.
And while lockdown,
I had to notice that when you came in.
while lockdown was on, I mean, this is now one of my
The doily.
absolute.
No,
I mean,
I say,
this is now really.
like
This
so
is
mooi.
a cell phone case.
Daar sê jy kan
keep
vir my
your
glas
cell phone
ook
in.
gebruik.
Yeah.
For orders, please phone 08.
Daar sê orders from
So
Alta.
we're going to, because there's also going to be a crochet store that actually does, I don't know if you've ever seen a Christmas tree that is fully decorated with crocheted
I
ornaments.
haven't.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I think I'd like to come see
It's
that.
stunningly beautiful. You can't get better.
You're going to do me some underpants.
Warm this time of the year.
Yeah, keep it warm.
It is.
So
Now, what have
we-
you got there for me, Alta? What is that?
Yeah, look this.
Yeah.
Celebrities at plenty at golf day for the aged.
There we go.
Can I hold it so that everybody
Yes.
can see
I
it?
don't know if you can zoom in on this side, from this side, yeah, Alta.
Okay.
Let's see if we can, there we go. Look
There
at
we
that.
go. Look at that. behind Gino there, you know.
Denver Burns.
Denver Burns. I mean, he's standing. Look at the caption.
And Madeleine. I just see Madeleine there as well.
Yes.
And Elise van der Kijk. Junita Crisper.
Yes. Stunningly beautiful.
Beautiful lady.
And they,
yes.
they all decided that they want to play with you.
They wanted to play with me.
And
you know.
not with Denver. Well, let me just tell you, this was the 14th Celebrity Golf Classic.
Yes, wow.
And you know, the celebrities who swung for funds that time
Yeah.
was Denver Burns, Gino Fabbri,
Yes, of course me.
rugby players Brayton Paulser, Rob Lowe, Robbie Kenston, David Barry, and Donnie Gerber, as well as SA boxing great Kali Knutse.
Kali was there.
He was there. Roxy Lowe,
Yes, Roxy, of course.
model and surfer, and several
Yes,
other beautiful
actress.
ladies.
And she's
Actually,
DJ now, I think. She's doing DJ
That's
stuff
right.
these days.
SA Sunshine Tour, Teach Moore was there.
Titch, yes. Oh, yes, I remember Titch.
So I think that was one of the days that we actually had the most celebrities.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was a lovely
was
dinner we
amazing.
had and everything. I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, and that I learned from Gail. You know,
Yeah.
the night before you fly all the celebrities in,
Yes,
and you get
You have a supper.
you have a supper,
lovely.
what we call a meet and greet.
Yes,
And the
yes.
next day, everybody comes in, and then we had wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
It's
golf.
marvellous.
Now
And
this
that's
was,
for me.
this was one, but we're going to have a framed one. I just brought this to show.
Oh, okay,
everybody.
you show me. Lekker,
Yeah,
very
very,
nice.
very
I
nice.
love it. And
So-
Kali Knutse told me a story that day. He said, because we were talking about Gerry Coetzee, the boxer, and he said, Gerry, he was a soft guy, you know, he was a lovely guy, and he had the dog Wendy, but if he moor you, you know. So, Alta, thank you so much, and thank you, Tanya and Keith, for coming on. It's been fantastic, and we wish you all the best. I'm going to pop in for Romeis,
Yes.
and we have, I think we have a competition to give away a thing of picture leads as well for the guys that are online. So let's have a look before you go away. We're going to see who's going to win. And we're going to, we've got the people that are online at the moment. We pull the lever and off they go. And let's see who's going to win. Yeah. Mark Banks.
Wow! Hello,
Mark
more.
Banks. Mark Banks has won the Fitch and Leeds. We'll send some to you, Mark. A comedian. He's Mark
Yes,
Banks, the
absolutely,
comedian. He's been touring around. I don't know where he's in Darling or somewhere at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know where he is, Mark. But you're going to get a case of Fitch and Leeds sent to you, young man. Thank you so much for coming on.
Brilliant.
And
Thank you.
thank you so much.
Keith.
Thank
So much.
you.
Thank you, Alta.
Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure.
And
Tanya. And a fantastic Christmas. 19th, next Monday, we're on again, live on Monday. So don't miss out. Gino spot before Christmas. Woo! Thank you, guys.
Bye,
Sit
everybody.
down, coming out of PE town. One drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver, get to Gino's spot.
Gino Spot!
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino Spot!
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino Shot!
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino Spot!
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino Spot!
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Get to Gino's spot.